Hi there and welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to pressure can chicken breasts. This is a really simple and easy method and I believe anyone can do it. You'll need 10 pounds of chicken breast for this recipe and 7 sanitized quart mason jars. It's really easy. All you have to do is follow along on the video for our method of pressure canning chicken. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned to follow along for a step-by-step guide. Here we have already cut and prepared our chicken breast to be packed in the jars. We have already done so and added water, leaving 1 inch of head space in each jar. Also, each jar has been debubbled with a plastic utensil. We've also added about 6 inches of water to the pressure canner and turned it on high to prepare for the jars to go inside. Also, we have added 1 teaspoon to each jar of chicken bouillon flavoring. If you don't wish to use bouillon, you can use salt instead. Also, you will need white vinegar to clean the rims of the jars before we add the lids. Here I am about to clean the jars using white vinegar and a lint-free brand of paper towel. You want to make sure that you don't have a paper towel that leaves residue, otherwise, just like the grease can keep the jar lid from sealing, so can lint. So use a decent brand paper towel and clean the rims of your jars. A good practice and mental note to keep in mind is to have a sanitary space at all times while preparing your jars for pressure canning. For this next step, I have our lids in very warm water. With sanitized hands, I will place them on top of the jars. The warm water is to help the rubber to soften so that the jars may seal properly. Once all your lids are on, now it's time to add the rings. This is a very crucial step. When placing the rings on the jars, only turn until you feel resistance. Do not turn past the resistance. This will prevent the jar from sealing. Air needs to escape the jar during the pressure canning process. Remember, the rings are only serving the purpose to keep the lid in place while under pressure. Again, I will demonstrate how to properly place a ring and when to stop turning. An essential tool to canning are jar lifters. You will need these to place and remove jars from the hot canner. Place all 7 quart jars into your hot canner. Be careful not to knock the jars as they could fracture under pressure. Once all of the jars are placed in the pressure canner, the water that we previously boiled in the canner should come up about 3/4 of the way to each jar. This is where we want the water to be while it's under pressure to ensure a perfect seal. Now it's time to place on the lid. Check your user manual to ensure the fact that you have properly placed your lid on your canner. Our specific model that we like to use is a Presto 16-quart canner. Once your lid is locked on your canner, turn the heat on to high. Next, we will wait for the pressure canner to start venting. Once it has begun to vent, set a timer for 10 minutes. Allow the pressure canner to let off steam for 10 minutes before adding the weight. After venting for 10 minutes, you can then add the weight. The pressure will begin to build. Once it has reached 10 pounds of pressure, you will want to pull your temperature down and let your pot stabilize. Once 10 pounds is reached, it cannot fall below 10 pounds for 1 hour and 30 minutes. We allow our pressure canner to fluctuate between 10 and 13 pounds, but again, never falling below 10 pounds during that hour and 30 minutes. After you have reached the hour and 30 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure, you can shut off your canner and let it decompress naturally. This usually takes 3 to 4 hours. Once your gauge reaches 0 pounds of pressure, you may safely take off the lid and remove your jars. Test your jars' seal before storing for a maximum of 2 years. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you'll visit us again.